afternoon. This week's activity is going to be a spa day. So our spa day is going to start off with me washing and deep conditioning my hair, and then also another thing I'll be doing that's really special for today that I haven't done in a while is a body scrub. So at the beginning of 2020, for the first week of the 52-week activity challenge series, I did a DIY scalp scrub, and that didn't work out super amazingly well. And it didn't work out super great the second time I did it 6 months later either. But that formula, the brown sugar and olive oil, actually worked really well for a body scrub, and so I've continued to use it since for that purpose. I ran out of it in like January, I think, and then I didn't make any more after that, so I'm super excited to do that. I'm gonna be shaving and moisturizing my body after that. I of course will not show you any of this because the problem is that I live with people. If my mom caught me walking out of the bathroom with my tripod in hand, I think my soul would leave my body before I even have to think about forming a response to the question, why do you have your tripod in the bathroom with you? I don't think I could recover. You're just gonna have to trust that I did these things, I guess, because I'm not gonna have any video proof of it, and that's fine. So after I'm out of the shower and I've gotten dressed and I've taken care of all of that stuff, I'm going to be doing my eyebrows, and then I'll be doing a pedicure and a manicure. I'll mostly just be doing a basic pedi-mani, scrubbing the bottom of my feet with that foot scrub thingy that honestly I don't know if mine is just cheap and that's why, but I find that it doesn't work very well. I don't know, I have a big problem with my feet callousing pretty bad, but not the back of my foot, not my heel, but the pad there. I end up with like consistent calluses and dry skin and stuff issues with that part of my foot, so I have to take care of my feet pretty frequently. I try to do this weekly as best I can, but the last few weeks I've been so busy with so many things, and also playing Breath of the Wild in my free time because my obsession with that game has just been so bad. I'm like addicted to it like you wouldn't believe. When I'm not painting and when I'm not dealing with a lot of things lately, I'm playing Breath of the Wild in between everything else, so I just haven't made time for taking care of myself the way that I normally would, especially on Sundays. As for my nails, I will just be doing a basic file buff and nail polish. I haven't quite decided what color I'm gonna do just yet. I'm thinking maybe like a periwinkle or something. There's actually this one blue in particular that I've been eyeing for a couple of months that I keep meaning to paint my nails, but because I'm painting art so often, it just doesn't feel necessary because they're gonna get wrecked really quickly. And then finally, for the end of the evening, I will be washing my skin before bed. So we're gonna start with my exfoliant, which I do every Sunday, or at least I used to. I haven't used it in a really long time. It's the Garnier Skin Active Deep Pore Exfoliating Scrub. I just found that my nose was starting to get very irritated by it. After I would use it, I would try to cleanse afterwards, and my skin wasn't liking that. It was really spicy on my nose, and so I stopped using the product altogether because I wasn't sure if my skin just wasn't liking it anymore, because that can happen, or if the product was expired, because I don't even remember when I bought it last. So it could be that. But my nose is also the most sensitive area. Almost every cleanser I've ever used has made my nose burn. My mom used to tell me that that was the bacteria and the dirt like coming out of your pores like that. Like it was supposed to burn, it meant it was working. I remember telling my mom that that didn't make any sense to me, and she would always tell me I was wrong, I didn't know what I was talking about. And then I watched a Cassandra Bankson video where she stated that it should not burn. If your skin burns, it's not helping your skin, it's hurting your skin. And I was like, I was right. I was so relieved that somebody verified that for me, because I spent so many years not really cleaning my skin or taking care of my skin because I couldn't find products that didn't make my nose feel that way. The current one that I use is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. I recognize this probably looks pretty harsh, like I'm doing it super hard or something, but I promise I'm not. As for moisturizers, CeraVe. I don't think this stuff really works very well, but the problem for me with moisturizers is that nothing works really well. I've been having problems with, after I apply a moisturizer to my skin and like sunscreens, like basically anything. I don't know if everyone's like this, but my skin gets itchy and like feels weird when stuff is sinking into it. Like my skin feels itchy right now. I feel like since I've started paying more attention to my skin and my skincare over the last 2 years, I can't tell what has always been and what is more recent. You know, that's why I'm noticing it now, because it's a new thing. But I don't think it is a new thing, because I've always had issues with like Lubriderm even making my legs itchy when I would put it on my legs. If it was happening to other areas of my body, it's very likely it was happening to my face as well. I just probably wasn't applying moisturizer very often. I used to be pretty bad with skincare until like 2 years ago. I think I started getting better and more consistent with it. Almost forgot you. Hey! So for this week, I'm feeling a little tired. I'm feeling kind of blah. And I don't really feel like doing anything too complicated today, so I thought I would choose one of the things on my list that are a little more mellow. Last season, I did a crossword. So this season, it's gonna be a word search. And I looked up word searches because I debated maybe doing like one of those ones you can get in like a book and you do it that way, or maybe doing a printout, but I thought it would be a little bit easier to just do it on my phone. But I did find this article that had all of these different ones listed that are apparently considered hard, and I thought that would be kind of fun, add some challenge to it, because otherwise word searches are pretty easy. So like, I didn't want to do anything too easy. I wanted something that was at least a little bit challenging, worked my brain a little bit. I was originally just gonna go with a general word search, but I think I'm gonna go with the Harry Potter one. Oh, this is listed as very difficult. Well, at least it'll make it interesting. Neville. Boom, right there. Malfoy. This is easy so far. This is supposed to be difficult. Very difficult. Hermione's right next to Malfoy. They couldn't have made that easier to find. Oh my god. And Harry too. That is so funny. Sirius. Oh. Should be Sirius Black. You know what? That bugs me. I'm just gonna redo it. There. Scabbers is right next to. This is starting to not feel like it's actually meant to be difficult at all. Dumbledore. Does Dumbledore have an E at the end of it? I can't remember. Yes, it does. Dumbledore. What else do we got here? Oh, you know what? If I just look close up, I found a whole bunch more near it. Ginny. Freaking knew it. Ron. Found dog. Crap. Squirrel. How did I not get that? Oh, should have. Well, I guess Malfoy and Draco are 2 different things. Well, I guess that would make sense since it's his last name. There's other good. So it's been 17 minutes and 42 seconds, and I've got maybe a little less than half. I don't know what this is, but I keep thinking that there's something there, but Isla, Moaning Myrtle. I was distraught. Goyle. I could have swore I saw Godric somewhere too. I can't wait to find Dobby. Dobby is one of my... Dobby! Master found Dobby a sock. No, I will not stop doing really terrible Harry Potter impressions. I don't care if you don't like it. On this channel, we are terrible impression positive. Found Baldy. How did I miss that one? It's like right there. I wonder which one's gonna be the last one I need. Minerva. Riddle. Oh, Slytherin there. Oh, found Peter Pettigrew. Diagon Alley. That's what that one was that I was saying was so like weird. I'm gonna erase it now. It's that one. I knew it was something. Oh, and this is Death Eater right here. I was thinking that looked like Heather. I still have quite a few left. Godric's. I kept looking at that one. Scare dog. I kept looking at the dog part of it and thinking, oh, that's so weird. Found dog. I could have swore I saw Godric somewhere too. Didn't even think to look at it backwards. Dursley, Nocturnally. So Hufflepuff I haven't found. Wow, it's almost like the minute I say it, my brain's like, no, there it is. Isn't that so weird? All of a sudden I see it. Almost done.
5 minutes later.
Seriously. Found Lockhart. Sneak. No, it's just Fred. Fred's the only one left. I gotta find. And because it's such a small word, it actually feels like it is gonna be difficult because finding a small word in like a sea of words might actually be more difficult. Fred. Yeah! I did it! How was this week's activity? I know it's kind of a little bit boring to watch me do stuff like this, but sometimes I kind of need those weeks where I just do something sort of that focuses my mind on something but is like easy to do. That's what I needed today, so that's that. So thank you so much for watching this week, and I will see you next week. I spend a lot of time on electronics. There's very few hours in a day where I'm not looking at a screen at some point, and recently I realized when my phone gave me my Sunday usage report and it said I was clocking in about 7 to 8 hours a day on average that week on just my phone alone, that I really needed to take a step back from everything electronic. I was having major fits of anxiety over the summer when this was filmed, a combination of new medications, hormonal issues, and stress, and I was finding that looking at screens was really triggering for me during this time period, and my anxiety would spike dramatically. This was even happening when listening to music through earphones. My brain was just hypersensitive to stimulation, I guess. I was finding painting to be difficult during this time since I was having panic attacks due to looking at the screen for too long, and it was just a really bad few months. So this day off from all of it, aside from using my phone to film parts of it, was really nice. After doing my usual self-care and breakfast stuff I do on Sundays, I tidied my room and then got to setting up blankets and pillows on the floor to give myself kind of a change of scenery. Sitting on my bed is hard on my lower back, so I try to not do it too often and thought the floor would provide more support, but sitting on the floor is not as easy as it was as a kid. It hurt still, but just different ways. I did some journaling, staring at the ceiling, questioning my life, and looked through the Japanese fashion magazines I spent an insane amount of money on. Without electronic screens stimulating my brain, paired with general tiredness and fatigue, I kept falling asleep and forgetting I was filming. And then I'd wake up and think, shit, right, I'm filming. But then I'd get pulled back into sleep for 10 to 20 minutes before I could turn my camera off. So this was just a cycle of sleeping and waking up and then falling asleep and then waking up. Once I got myself up and out of nap mode, I did some sketching of a few outfit designs I have for one of my upcoming dance videos, and then got out my watercolor paints to do some freestyle painting. This doodle of Shorty is the only part of it that I filmed, but I spent quite a bit of time just painting random little doodles and taking my time being creative for fun and not for work. The outfit was inspired by Kiki from Animal Crossing. When I played the day before, she was carrying the little sunflower umbrella and wearing the yellow raincoat that I gave her. She reminds me so much of Shorty Pants, who, on days like this, I especially feel the loss of, and sunflowers were a thing for us, so it all kind of felt a little like fate. I didn't do much on this day since I wasn't able to edit or play video games, so a lot of my day was just sleeping and sitting around and wasn't interesting to film. But this day was definitely much needed, and although I wouldn't want to do something like this for longer than a day, I was inspired to cut back my usage of electronics moving forward. It's something I'm still working on, but it was a much needed change that I'm sure will be a healthier choice in the long run. For week 8, I chose to have breakfast in bed. I got up extra early to make sure I had space and time to myself to prepare this, as we had guests that weekend and I didn't really feel like explaining why I was filming myself. As I'm sure is obvious by now, pancakes are my current food hyperfixation, and at some point this year it became a Sunday morning ritual alongside wearing the same pink sweatsuit. That second one was accidental though. I look forward to these pancakes every Sunday, and I honestly can't tell you how genuinely upsetting it's been the few times we've been out of pancake mix and I wasn't able to make them. Most of the time I do banana chocolate chip, or just one or the other if I only have one of them, but on this day I had neither and figured I'd use the last of the strawberries from the Metro fruit tray in our fridge. The previous week I used frozen blueberries, but did not love them. I made the mistake of heating them before mixing them in when I should have left them frozen, so that's entirely on me. So I do branch out to other things from time to time, usually apple cinnamon pancakes. I figured I love strawberries and I love pancakes, so combining them would be an obviously great choice. This first pancake was an omen to how not great of a choice this was about to be. Mind you, the first pancake is, without exception, always a dud for some reason, so I didn't see it for the omen that it was at the time. I added some other fruits on the side and got my melon water ready to go and headed back down to enjoy my breakfast in bed in peace. The strawberries were freaking sour. I ate it all because I am not a quitter and I hate wasting food, but I likely will not ever make these again. It was like, I'd give it a solid 4 out of 10, unfortunately. And I'm only giving it a 4 out of 10 because the fruit was good, but the pancakes were probably more like a 2 out of 10. want you to try some blueberry. See if you like it. You're not even gonna get up? Oh. Eat it. Eat it. Can't knock it till you try it, blueberry. Jeez. Come on, you can do it.
Maybe he does not like strawberries.
Oh,
I don't think we've ever given him strawberries.
he's trying to decide. Yeah. You don't like it?
Doesn't look like it's happening.
You really tried it for a minute there. I give you points for trying. Hey, so for today's activity, we're gonna be having a picnic. I was supposed to do this a few weeks ago, but I'm a little behind for various reasons. I won't get into it right now. But about 4 weeks ago, I took Wiley for a run one evening, and the next morning found out I had a tick lodged in my leg. When I say that was traumatizing, I am not exaggerating. I've had nightmares about ticks since this happened. Haven't taken Wiley for a run since through our trails. I can't bring myself to do it. I was gardening with my mom last week, I think. Like, I was sitting on the ground and realizing my ankle was poking through my pants and touching the grass made me severely anxious because I immediately thought of ticks crawling up my leg. Anytime I have an itch, it's like immediately I am worried I have a tick and I have to check in it. I get like panicked, like genuinely like stomach turning panic. And I don't know when that'll go away, but I've been avoiding anything involving the grass or plant life in general as a result. I've lived out here for 10 years and never had an issue with ticks up until the one time that I did. It's like they say that, you know, you always think it won't happen to you. And that is true. I got kind of, I guess, careless. The grass wasn't that long in our trails. Like I didn't think anything of it. And yeah, that was incredibly painful. Like genuinely, it was, I don't know if it was just where it was lodged in my leg. Like it was behind my kneecap, but it was like right on that like tendon. It was like right in there and it was so painful. I was worried I was gonna get Lyme disease, I was gonna die. But I think what genuinely has made it as bad as it has, like the aftermath of me being afraid of everything under the sun now, is just seeing that thing inside my body. Like I could see it lodged in my leg, like crawled right in there. I can't even talk about it, it actually makes me sick. Genuinely disturbing. Anyway, so obviously picnics usually, if you look up picnic aesthetic on Pinterest, you get a lot of blankets on grass. And I've just felt so terribly afraid of grass lately. I never had that my entire life. So I don't know, maybe today's the day I'll tackle that fear, face it head on. I've been through therapy and done CBT long enough to know how to do this. You know, the whole like face your fear and do the thing until your brain isn't afraid of it anymore. That's what we're doing starting today. That's today's activity. I'm determined to do this today, so let's get started. I'm gonna be grabbing a blanket and various things to do outside for a little bit. Wiley's gonna be joining me for today. You're rude, Wiley. Like, how dare you? Wiley and I haven't been out here to this tree since September of last year when we did the cloud watching, and I haven't been to this tree. I haven't walked over and been around this tree this closely since probably when we put Shodi's plaque up earlier in the year. So it's also sort of therapeutic for me too to kind of go over there, I think. Wow. Littering. was crazy windy out there, as you can see, but thankfully it wasn't too chilly and I was able to relax and enjoy myself. The music overlay doesn't do the vibes of the breeze and the birds chirping justice, so here's a clip without the music so that you can get an idea of how perfect of a day this was.
Yummy cheeses. Do you want an apple? Want apple? Uh-oh. You always drop the apples, Pooh Bear. Okay, now I think you're just doing it purposely. I think we're good for today, Booty. You want to go inside? Yeah. So such a handsome boy. Can I have a kiss? That was so gross. I asked for a kiss. What the fuck was that? You've been so patient. You've been such a good boy. Let's go inside. Let's go home, Boo.
And that's it for episode 2. If you're enjoying this vlog-based content and also enjoy art and journaling type videos, feel free to hit that subscribe button to follow me and my shenanigans. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.